From the very first moments of Moana, it is clear that she has a special connection with the ocean. Even as a child, she is drawn to the water, and the ocean responds almost magically, clearing a path for her to explore her curiosity. This interaction is not merely a visually enchanting moment, but a foreshadowing of a greater destiny. The ocean, acting as a conscious entity, does not choose Moana randomly. It recognizes in her essential qualities: courage, compassion, and a deep connection with the natural world. This aligns with mythological concepts in which forces of nature select a mortal to act as their intermediary or successor. The symbolism here is powerful, as the ocean, eternal and vast, seeks someone capable of protecting and maintaining the balance it represents. The act of the ocean delivering the heart of Te Fiti to Moana is also significant. This establishes a relationship of mutual trust. The ocean believes that Moana has the capacity to accomplish something that even gods, like Maui, could not achieve alone. Thus, the ocean chooses her as its champion and potential heir to its divine influence. Moana's journey is not just a quest to return the heart of Te Fiti. It is, symbolically, a rite of passage that transforms her into something greater than a terrestrial leader. In many cultures, mythological stories feature heroes facing extraordinary challenges to prove their worthiness to assume a divine or spiritual role. Moana follows this same archetype in her journey. Each obstacle she faces plays a crucial role in her growth. Facing Maui, an egocentric and disillusioned demigod, teaches Moana the importance of restoring faith, not just in others, but also in herself. Fighting against the Kakamora, the coconut pirates, symbolizes her ability to persevere in the face of chaos. The confrontation with Tamatoa, the greedy crab, reflects her skill in overcoming avarice and focusing on a higher purpose. Moana's ultimate test, however, is the encounter with Te Ka. This moment is more than a confrontation. It is the culmination of her transformation. By facing Te Ka without fear and recognizing its true identity as Te Fiti, Moana demonstrates wisdom and compassion that transcend humanity. This seals her role as someone who understands and respects the natural and spiritual balance of the world. In this context, her journey is not just physical but also spiritual. Throughout it, Moana transcends her mortal limitations, preparing her to assume a divine role as the new guardian of the ocean. The heart of Te Fiti is the central object of the narrative, but it also symbolizes something much greater: the ability to restore balance and awaken hidden potential. By returning the heart, Moana not only corrects the imbalance caused by Maui, but also assumes the role of mediator between greater forces, a position often reserved for gods or their chosen ones. The act of returning the heart is loaded with symbolism. Moana does it with confidence, without violence, and most importantly by recognizing that Te Ka is not a monster but a wounded and incomplete figure. This demonstrates Moana's ability to see beyond the surface, an essential trait for divine figures who are often portrayed as guardians of natural and spiritual balance. Another fascinating aspect is how the heart itself seems to react to Moana's presence. Throughout the film, it glows brightly in her hands, suggesting an intrinsic connection between her and the power contained within the object. It is as if the heart recognizes Moana as worthy of carrying it, something that even Maui could not achieve alone. This unique bond suggests that Moana is not just an intermediary, but a living extension of the harmony that the heart represents. By returning the heart, Moana symbolically merges with the greater purpose it carries, maintaining the balance between humanity, nature, and spiritual forces. It is at this moment that she transcends her humanity and becomes something more, gaining the potential to assume a divine role. Moana's story is not isolated from Polynesian mythology, which is rich in divine figures connected to the sea, nature, and balance. Many of these gods and myths may offer clues about how Moana fits as a possible goddess of the ocean. In Polynesian mythology, there are deities like Tangaroa or Kanaloa, depending on the region, the god of the sea, often depicted as a primordial force of creation and destruction, similar to the role of the ocean in Moana. Just as Tangaroa maintains harmony among the elements, Moana repeatedly demonstrates her ability to act as a mediator and restorer of natural balance. This conceptually aligns her with the roles of maritime deities. Another interesting parallel is with Hina, a figure associated with the moon and water. In some versions of the myths, Hina is a guardian of the tides and a bridge between the human and spiritual worlds. Moana plays a similar role by connecting her village to the ocean and restoring spiritual harmony by returning Te Fiti's heart. Moreover, the fact that Moana confronts and collaborates with divine or semi-divine figures, such as Maui and Te Fiti, is consistent with narratives in which special mortals interact with gods and eventually ascend to the divine pantheon. Her respectful relationship with the ocean also echoes the type of partnership Polynesian gods often have with natural aspects of the world, further reinforcing her connection to these myths. The presence of these parallels strengthens the theory that Moana was positioned, intentionally or symbolically, as a divine figure in formation, inheriting the power and responsibility of Polynesian gods. If Moana indeed became a divine figure, the implications for her village, and even the world, are profound. Her spiritual connection to the ocean not only restores balance in nature, but also redefines her people's relationship with the sea and ancestral traditions. Moana revives the ancestral practice of navigation, something that had been abandoned for generations out of fear of the unknown. This is more than a simple resumption of customs. It is a symbolic new beginning, where the people of Motunui return to living in harmony with the ocean, trusting it instead of fearing it. If Moana is now a divine figure, her leadership can be seen as inspiring, almost like that of a spiritual protector for the village. Furthermore, the fact that the ocean approves of Moana as a leader suggests that her village will be able to thrive safely. The ocean, as a natural force, is unpredictable, but its special relationship with Moana may ensure that it remains an ally for the people of Motunui. Moana's divine role also carries a universal message about balance and leadership. She does not achieve her goal through force or power, but through compassion and wisdom. This reinforces the idea that true leaders are those who serve, protect, and maintain harmony. Although the theory that Moana becomes a goddess of the ocean is fascinating, there are elements in the film that might contradict or at least weaken this interpretation. Let's examine the points against this idea. The ending of Moana makes it clear that she returns to her village as a young mortal, assuming the role of leader of her people. She does not display supernatural abilities or physical changes that might indicate a literal transformation into a divine figure. Her relationship with the ocean, though special, is more symbolic than a sign of spiritual ascension. Throughout the film, the ocean is portrayed as an autonomous entity with unlimited power. While Moana has a unique connection with it, the ocean still acts as an independent force, making its own decisions, such as protecting Te Whiti's heart and choosing Moana. This suggests that the ocean does not cede its role to her but merely uses her as a mediator. Unlike other mythological stories where a mortal's ascension to divine status is marked by grand events or clear changes, Moana does not present a moment confirming her transformation into a goddess. Her glow when returning Te Whiti's heart can be interpreted as a reflection of the heart's power, not as a manifestation of her own power. The film emphasizes the power of humanity and conscious leadership rather than divine powers. Moana does not need to be a goddess to have an impact. Her strength comes from her courage, compassion, and determination. The central message of the film seems to be that humans can achieve great feats without needing to become something supernatural. By returning the heart, Moana restores Te Whiti, who returns to her divine state. This indicates that the role of divine protector of balance is already fulfilled by Te Whiti, and there is no need for Moana to assume a similar function. These points reinforce that, while Moana has a special relationship with the ocean and plays a crucial role in restoring the world's balance, she remains an inspiring human figure rather than a divine one. The beauty of her story lies precisely in the fact that an ordinary young woman can achieve something extraordinary without transcending her mortality. If you enjoyed this theory about Moana and the discussions around it, don't forget to leave a like or share it with other fans of movies and theories. Let's explore more incredible universes and unravel mysteries behind our favorite stories. Do you have a theory you love or a movie/series to debate? Leave it in the comments.